Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Farm Sim 25. Welcome back to our Sharon Center, Ohio potato farming empire. My name is Spartan Elite 43, and tonight we are harvesting potatoes. I know, it seems like it's been a little while, because it has. We've had a lot of other stuff we've been doing lately, but it is time to harvest our potatoes. And as you guys know, we have a lot of potatoes to harvest. So not only do we have these two fields right here to harvest, which results in a total acreage of 15.7 plus 18.6, so that would be roughly, what, 33, 34 acres between the two of them. And then we have this 101 acre field that's sitting right here, which is about to get a lot bigger after this harvest. By the way, I went through and I made the field layout. I got rid of all the tram lines over here. And all we got to do when we're done harvesting our potatoes is connect these two fields right here at the hip, and it's good to go. There are a couple of oopsie doodles that we screwed up, but that is mainly this spot right here. Unfortunately, I went a little too far, and I can no longer fix that because it's outside my property boundary. So I have a feeling there's going to be a really annoying spot down there when we're harvesting every single year, but hopefully it won't be too bad. But you guys know the deal. We got Big Green out here ready to go, and we got a whole bunch of taters to pick up. So let's get this party started. Let's unfold her, get Big Green situated, and yeah, I mean, from here, it's just about as simple as it gets. Drive around and scoop up all the taters. Get onto the field, set ourselves up. Beautiful. Should show up anyway. There's the issue. Now, I did figure out what was wrong with the steering, by the way. So apparently at some point or another, I changed the steering mode on this thing to turn steering instead of the all-wheel steering. I prefer the all-wheel steering. It's a little less agitated or aggressive than the turn steering. Turn steering is the front pivoting. It gets real aggressive on this thing for some reason. Don't hit the train! Yeah, despite this thing's ability to harvest a lot very easily, I still feel that this field is going to take some time. Because again, it is 101 acres. This one field is more than we've ever harvested ever. So it should show pretty quickly. But I'm excited, man. I can't wait. I think the most that we've ever harvested in a single season was 2.6 million liters of potatoes. This one field should be more than that. So I'm excited. But yeah. Anyway, I spent all the time in between episodes, like I said, going through getting rid of all the tram lines in that field. Apparently, if I do it right after harvest, I can actually see the tram lines rather than waiting for the weeds to grow in and then try to get rid of the tram lines. But yeah. The fact that we are already over 400,000 liters and we are done one corner of the field is crazy. That just goes to show how big this field truly is. This field is massive, and it's going to get even more massive. It's going to get insane. I'm excited. This is what I've been waiting for this entire series, is to get this field set up. Alright, there we go. But yeah, so I've been trying to get this field set up for the entire series to where we can do this entire field, this entire side of the map as one gigantic potato field. Like, it's been my goal from before I even started the series. I was like, man, I want this to be all one giant potato field. And we're almost ready to make that a thing. Now, a lot of you guys have mentioned that we have been neglecting paying off our loans, and you are correct. I need to do that, and we will be doing that very soon. So never fear, the loans will be getting paid off very soon. But there are a couple of things that we need to do before we pay off the loan. The loan is kind of like the last thing that I do in a series, just because of once you pay off the loan, the series is basically over at that point, right? Like you've accomplished everything you set out to accomplish. Unless, of course, like New Frontier, we decide that we want to build up a little town. But yeah. Anyway, I'm excited for the next series as well. This series still got a little ways to go, but I'm excited for the next one too because of the fact that we literally have our first ever PC playthrough. It's going to be on our first ever 4X map, which again, 4 times larger than what we have on console, which is insane. And then on top of that, it's going to be the most difficult playthrough I've ever done, because there are several mods that I can have on PC that we don't have on console that affect the way the game plays. And I have over 900 mods installed, ready to go. So it's going to be a crazy playthrough. I'm excited. I'm also terrified. I don't know how long that series is going to last. It's going to last for a long time. But at the same time, like I'm here for it. I think it'll be a lot of fun to grow that from the ground up. So as far as the way that the next series is going to start out, I'm thinking that we start with something like a start from scratch truck and a chainsaw deal, like we did on New Frontier. But forestry is not going to be our main goal, right? Like in New Frontier, we ended up doing forestry, but the new series isn't going to be focused on forestry, right? We've already done that. Instead, we're going to try to build up in the middle of nowhere from nothing, and I'm also going to make it even harder on myself by using a random number generator to choose my starting plot. Now, I'm going to start with 2 pieces of property on that map, and again, this is called the Survival 4X map. But I'm going to start with 2 pieces of property, which should roughly equal somewhere around 120 acres. Which sounds like a lot of land, and normally that would be a lot of land. But again, we're going to be starting with small equipment, working our way up from nothing. We're not going to be able to abuse the mods and stuff for like maximum working with and stuff like we have on this series. I want to keep it a lot more grounded, a lot more realistic. And like I said, we have some absolutely diabolical mods. We've got the mod for realistic weather, which is going to add a lot of new elements to the game for like crop yield bonuses and lack of yield, as well as more snow in the wintertime. I believe it doubles the snow, it introduces droughts and heavy fog and all kinds of stuff. All these things, moisture content for your fields. If you try to harvest a field and it's too much moisture, you lose yield. If it's not enough moisture, the field can actually wither. So there's a lot of crazy stuff. I've got tire wear, simulated breakdowns, all that stuff is going to be a part of the new series. Like, it's going to be insane. And like I said, I plan to start it as a small start from scratch series where we build up, we buy some small equipment, we start with small fields and work our way up into building bigger and better and crazier. But it's just going to take time, and I am here for it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So if you guys are interested in that as well, make sure you guys stay tuned, because I promise it's going to be insane. And remember, I have no experience with any of these mods, so I've got to learn them all on the fly. So there's going to be mistakes made, and those mistakes could result in devastation. So again, it's just one of those situations where it's going to be a great playthrough. I think it'll be a lot of fun, a lot of learning, and it should have plenty of highs and lows. And of course, you guys that love my music, you know there are going to be some epic time-lapse songs for that out in the middle of nowhere building up from nothing. It's going to be a lot of fun. But, yeah, now that I've been talking about that long enough, I mean, we are not even halfway through this field yet, and we are almost at 1.5 million liters of potatoes. That is crazy. Just goes to show how big this field truly is. 101 acres. And next year it's going to be like 160 some areas. It's going to be crazy. Not quite doubling the field, but doing at least 60% more field, which is crazy. Is this the first time that we're actually going to fill up our potato harvester to the max? Remember, we can hold 2.5 million acres or million liters of potatoes. Or 2.25. It's either 2.25 or 2.5. I don't remember. I think it's 2.5. And our little farm has come a long ways, man. I'm so excited. Also, I'm excited to sell off the potatoes and the wheat this year, the canola, because we're going to be building up our oil mill. We are also going to be building our potato factory very soon. And I want to buy one last field, and that's the property right over there across the street from us, next to the farmer's market. The reason I want to buy that is because there's actually a little bit of land there that is perfect for building up for like industry and stuff. So that's where we're going to build our factories. Or at least that's what I have decided. We'll see how everything goes. I don't know how much money we're going to make, but we should have a decent payday ahead of us. I think we've got over $100,000 worth of wheat. I don't remember how much we got off the canola, but I know it's not a lot. So probably another $20,000, $30,000 worth of canola, and then everything that we make off this. I mean, we've got to be getting close to breaking $1 million harvest, right? Like this, surely this is $1 million harvest. Got to be getting close. That'll be the crazy part. Is this our first ever $1 million harvest of potatoes? I believe that it could be. I haven't put the money together, or I haven't put the numbers together, but I'm hoping, at least. But I know today's going to be a little bit different episode. No time lapse, just taking it nice and easy today. Just sitting here chit-chat with you guys. Hope you guys are having a great day. But man, this has been a fun series. It started off brutal, and I know I went into using unrealistic farming really quickly. Some of you weren't happy about that, but I hope that the result is still satisfying, right? I hope that you guys still enjoy watching this series progress to the point where we have hundreds of acres of land growing potatoes, and eventually we're going to have our own little production line. It's going to be great. But yeah, we're getting very close to filling up our harvester for the first time. That's never happened before, y'all. That means that for the first time ever, one field, this field, has produced more potatoes than we've ever produced in any season prior. That's an accomplishment. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed the little series, the little like stories and stuff that I've made throughout the series as well, because that's something I've never really done before. Coming up with little storylines here and there to kind of make the series more enjoyable. You guys will have to let me know if you guys enjoy that sort of thing. It seems like you guys have. The folks that have been around from the beginning seem to have enjoyed it. I don't know if we're going to make it to the end of the field here. Alright, let's go. Actually, what am I doing? Why take the potatoes to the tractor when I can bring the tractor to the potatoes? Also, to put this into perspective, this trailer can only hold 5 million liters. I mean, only, right? It can only hold 5 million liters. But it only holds 5 million liters. We've filled that trailer up, which is 2.5 million liters, which means we're halfway filling this trailer. That's our next goal. Can we fill up this trailer with potatoes in one harvest? That'll be crazy. That is so many potatoes. That is so many potatoes, man. We have truly become a potato farming empire. I forgot to put out our offload chute. Oh well, we'll get it. But this is also a testament to why I say that the little fields across the street from us could be canola fields, and most likely will end up canola fields. Dumping all the potatoes in the wagon. There are so many potatoes. And we still got quite a bit of field left to harvest. Got 2.5 million liters off this field already. So anything that we get from now until then, we'll have to add up to show how much total we end up from this field. We're not done yet. It's also been fun watching this field in particular grow, because it started out kind of awkward with us going around the back of the house and everything, and then it's gotten gradually more and more normal. Obviously larger, but just the way that it's harvested and stuff is much more normal than what it started out as. But hey, we had to make do with what we had. We only had so much land, and land in this freaking area of Ohio apparently is extremely expensive. So we've been struggling to be able to buy enough land to actually make progress. Here we are. Don't give up. I know we missed a couple of little plants of potatoes up here, so we'll have to grab those once we finish this row. We have to go all the way down to the end. There's one little spot down here that's a little bit awkward. But yeah, like I said before, I managed to mess up the steering. So if you hold the left, it'd be left bumper on Xbox controller. You can see, I guess you have to hit both. So it's both bumpers. You know? Okay, it's right bumper. Right bumper. You hold the right bumper, you can see where it says toggle steering mode with the left stick button. And then right now we're in all-wheel steering. You can change that to have like crab steering or the like turn steering and stuff. What am I doing? I'm just driving around in the field. Like, we're supposed to be harvesting. But anyway, I had goofed up and left it in, or managed to put it into turn steering. Screwed everything up. And that's why it was feeling so jittery at the end of the last harvest. But, that being said, we are officially done harvesting our biggest field so far. We ended up with another 423,000 liters. Actually, I think I'll go ahead and swap back over to the tractor and bring that back to the front. Offload what's on there in here so that we know exactly how many we ended up with. But it's going to be almost 3 million liters. I think we had 400,000 liters in there, so it's going to be like 2.9 million liters worth of potatoes off this field. And that's out of 101 acres. Oh man, this field is so big now. And I love it. Alright, there's Big Green. Big Green looks awful small up there. Look at it. I mean, we're not going slow. We're doing 26 miles an hour cruising across the open field. Still takes a long time to drive over here. Beautiful. All those taters on board. 2.92 million from one field. That is insane. Alright, let's go do the other two fields, knock them out real quick, and then it'll be time to get ready for planting. We gotta plant our canola. And I think we will go ahead and plant these two fields as canola as well. Actually, I think I do this every time. I want to go from the front up here down and then back and then... No, I was right. It is down here. I'm crazy. I was right. So you do want to start down here so that you end up over there. Because I think it's 3 total trips. Headlands, it gives us plenty of room to turn around. Should be the last time that we use these fields for potatoes. From now on, these will be canola fields, and then all of the potatoes will be over in the big field. Because we're going to need the extra canola oil, if I had to guess. like the cruise control doesn't want to go in. But in the grand scheme of things, we really don't get all that many potatoes off these two fields. I mean, yeah, we get a decent chunk of potatoes, but compared to what we're going to be getting off that field, this is inconsequential. So, making this into canola oil, and then turning that canola oil and our potatoes into potato chips or French fries. I can't remember which one we're doing. Should be a huge amount of income. Close. We'll knock this out. Wrong button. Save real quick, just in case something horrible happens. So if we've got, what did I say, 3.9 million? 2.9 million liters of potatoes, and we get another 1 million liters off of these two fields. That is going to lead to a huge overall profit. I don't even remember what we were making off of our fields prior. Like, if I remember correctly, we made, what, like 600,000? Something like that. So, like, we should be, surely this is over $1 million worth of potatoes. Has to be. Now I'm starting to wonder if we're actually going to pull off the 1 million liter harvest off these two fields. So it's going to be, I don't think we're going to. I think we're going to be short of 1 million liters. I swear these two fields usually net us over 1 million liters. I thought it was like 1.1 million liters off these two fields. But it sure doesn't look like it. Looks like we're going to be short. Still, close to 1 million liters off this field, plus the 2.9 million liters off the other field, and we are going to have a significant payday. Maybe it's not going to be quite 1 million, it might be closer to like 800,000. But when we sell off everything, we're definitely going to have over $1 million from this year's harvest, for sure. I'm confident in saying that. And the best part is everything gets sold off in like November, December. Shouldn't be a problem either. But let's add these potatoes with the other potatoes. Also ought to stop by our shop here, repair our harvester and header. continue to get the maximum yield of them. I don't think they're too bad according to the thing, but I always like to stay ahead on them. Alright, so we ended up with 3.86, basically 3.87 million liters of potatoes this year. So, 1 million plus liters more than normal. Alright, let's go ahead and let repair and repair. Let's keep those the harvester in tip-top shape. And put it away for the season. And leave ourselves plenty of room so that we can get in and grab. Oh, don't forget to fold. Almost forgot to fold it. You gotta know when to hold them. Know when to fold them. Yeah, don't forget to fold up your harvester before you drive through your door. You make a mess that way. Not that I would ever do something like that. That's silly. Only a goober would forget to do that. Let's get our tractor. We'll cover over our potatoes. We'll get our tractor and our planter. Honestly, I think I'll just leave the potatoes there for the time being. Grab our planter. We'll plant some canola. Probably ought to look at, you know what, I probably ought to look at the pH values and stuff too. So let's look at our fields, look at the pH. pH overall looks okay. That was a good call. I guess the pH is overall okay. So I guess we're good. We'll get some seeds in here. Change this over to canola. And again, canola doesn't require a lot of seeds. And for no more acreage than we're planting, we probably don't need a ton. So we'll get like maybe 20,000 liters. Just to be sure. That should be plenty. Alright, let's go down here. First time planting canola on these fields. Good thing is this has the exact same working width as our harvester, so it'll take no time at all to do. Honestly, it takes us about as long to drive to that field down there behind the animal dealer than it does to actually plant everything. Also, we're getting low on fuel again. I did turn up the fuel consumption again. to the maximum setting, so that's why we're going through so much fuel lately. Yeah, I don't know why canola never takes hardly any seeds to actually plant. It's kind of crazy. Very low seed rate for canola, especially when you're used to watching how fast potatoes go down. Because potatoes don't have a variable seed rate. You have to plant potatoes to get potatoes, and yeah, it gets kind of wacky how much you end up planting. Still, nothing as bad as planting sugarcane, I don't think. I think sugarcane's by far like the worst when it comes to just eating up the amount of seeds that you put in. If you guys have seen the Calmlands playthrough and watched me plant that sugarcane, that was awful. It was worth it, but it was awful. The best part is we can kind of just look where our tracks were and go by that. Because we do have the exact same working width. And the best part is we can just switch over to using these seeds for potatoes next planting season anyway. So, no harm, no foul. What in the world was that? We also, before we move on to the next month, probably ought to take a plow down there, connect those two fields. That's that field done. Let's go down to the final field, plant it real quick, and then we can connect the big field and go on to next month, where we will then have to use all of the sprayer to do the weeding before we move into the winter to sell everything off. I know this is a bit of a longer episode, but sometimes I like these more like relaxed, just doing all the work in real time instead of just doing all time lapses all the time. Kind of reminds everybody just how, like, even though we're farming like unrealistic, like everything still takes time. And I can't just snap my fingers and have everything done. Here is our last field. It won't take us very long to knock this one out. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about any tram lines. It's always good news. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know if they updated the game and made it to where tram lines have to be plowed in now in order to get rid of them, or if it was just this map in particular. But I don't remember that being a thing in the past. Like, I thought you used to be able to just drill through it or plant through it or whatever. But, yeah, I don't know. Definitely hasn't been a thing on this map. Oh, I think this is the one that has like the little bit extra right here in the middle. Maybe we just go down through here like this. Yeah, you can see it right there. It's just slightly offset. Forget about that. It's alright though. We'll knock out what we got here and then we'll move over to the next line. And then we should be able to finish on the last one. This will also cover in this one area that we ended up coming in at an angle. No bueno. Alright, now we just swing her around. Oh, there's a fence there, dum-dum. Yeah, I guess that could potentially cause problems. Right. Knock this pass out, and then one more, and then we're done planting for the year. Now the next question is, I think it's potato chips is what we're making. What would we name our potato chip brand? I feel like that's important. This edge of the field's going to look weird as crap. I don't know what kind of driving that just was, but it wasn't pretty. But yeah, what would we name ours? I think it's got to be something elite, right? So, like Elite Crunch, Elite Spuds. Kind of got a nice ring to it. The Tater Elite. All right, that is all the planting done. Let's go grab our plow. We'll knock those two fields together. And then we will go forward a month, spray all of our fields, and then go into sailing. We've got a precision farming score of 95 right now, which gives us a 14% bonus to sales as well. So hopefully we can hold on to that. It'll be a beautiful, beautiful payday. Nice bonus for sure. The other thing that gets me is we talk about like how long it takes to drive stuff. The other thing about a 4X map is it kind of forces you to use like semis and stuff, which you don't normally get forced to use in like a 2X map. You can use them, but you don't necessarily have to. There's going to be so much driving back and forth on a big map like a 4X map that you basically have no choice but to include like semis and stuff for transporting your resources, and even maybe even equipment, depending on where we end up starting. Like imagine if we start in like the far corner of the map, because I believe the store and stuff is in the middle of the map. Imagine if we end up as far away from the store as possible. So anytime we need to go anywhere, and we start out with just our regular truck. I'm not going to be starting with old Bessie. You guys remember Bessie from the New Frontier, the old International. I'm thinking about starting with like a flatbed truck. Just kind of mix it up a little bit. All right. Go join these fields. Like I said, I made it to where they were literally right there. Like, all I gotta do is just go from one side of the field to the other, and it'll be joined. But if you join them too early, what ends up happening is the field gets recognized for being a full field. So then your whatchamacallit struggles. Your harvester ends up trying to harvest everything. So you leave a little bit of a gap between them, and then you can just go through and easily fill the gap, no problem. But man, you really do get a sense of just how big this field is when you have to drive all the way across it. All right. Perfect. We just drive right down this line. And this big, beautiful field will be ready to go. Not gonna lie, that took a lot of time as well. Going through, getting rid of all the tram lines, and then extending this field, getting it ready to go. Took a while. All right, so we want to be careful as we approach. We don't want to go too far. Perfect. Alright, that's it. Those fields are now all conjoined. So this should register as one big field now. So if we hit the button. The game is going to have a conniption. Look at the size of that field, man. Lord have mercy, that's a big field. That is a big field. You know when the game starts to have a seizure when you try to create a what do you got? An auto drive course for it. That it's like, you know what? Screw you, man. This is bullcrap. We're gonna need to get fuel soon enough. Should have enough though. Like I said, I just want to go forward to next month. We'll get the sprayer out, spray all the fields, and then we'll go to sell all of our potatoes, our wheat, canola. Make that mad moolah so that we can buy that property next to the farm thing, or the farmer's market, and then put some factories down on it. Now, we don't have to buy the factories right away. It actually wouldn't make a lot of sense to buy them right away because we can't put anything in them, so they'd just be costing us money. But what we can do is buy the property so that it's ready to go. And open that up and go forward till next month. All right. Let's break out the sprayer. Go spray down our canola fields. Should have plenty of herbicide, so I ain't worried about that. Fuel looks good as well. So we should be good there. Turn her on and let's get this party rocking. Alright, so we got all of the spraying done. Let's head back to the farm. We'll park this thing up and we will go forward until it's time to sell everything. Still got a 95 overall score for our precision farming, so I'm doing good there. I also noticed that the farm that's right across the street from us has not been planted yet. The one that we're looking to buy is going to cost $761,000. There's no doubt in my mind we'll have enough money to buy it. There's nothing currently planted there yet. So hopefully it stays that way. We'll be able to plant our potatoes in there come March. But you see this area right here, this is like perfect for building up like a little industrial area with our potato chip factory as well as our oil mill. So it's kind of what I'm thinking. I love how quickly this thing turns. That all-wheel steering for this is pretty nice. All right, it's that time. Let's go ahead, go forward. We need to get to, I believe, December. Before we do, though, let's check on our productions, make sure everything's got water. Oh, yeah, we good. Perfect. John Deere 6R. Don't really need it, but it's there. Can have up to 300 horsepower. Well, again, don't need it, so we're just going to go ahead and go forward. We'll check our prices this month and then see if we need to go forward or not. Usually it does go up, but sometimes it has actually gone down on us, so we got to be careful there. In terms of overall prices, we've got our canola that we will be selling off. I guess we could sell it now for $6.94. So we probably, well, I'm full of potatoes actually. Never mind. It doesn't really decrease between now and next month, so potatoes definitely go up next month, and then of course our wheat should be going up as well. Yeah, so we definitely want to wait one more month. Nothing in here that we're looking for. the thing that started it all. Oof. Pain. Pain! Absolute pain. Alright, it's officially December. Forage harvester we don't need. There's another potato. Man, they're trying to tell me something. Actually, I think this is the one that we had. I don't think we had the Ropa. But man, two different potato harvesters sitting in here right now. What do you think the game's trying to tell me? No game. You can't have it. Alright, let's pull out the John Deere. Let's go sell off our taters. Let's make that money. Alright. Let's go ahead and set this back on distributing. This is the moment we've all been waiting for, folks. How much money did we make in potatoes alone? Are we going to break $1 million harvest? I don't know if we're going to make $1 million this year, but we will definitely make it next year. In terms of selling everything off, I'm pretty sure we break $1 million. We got 118,000 right now. Honey, I'm home. I have some taters for you. Oh, here we go, y'all. Look at all those potatoes. How much money do we make off of 3.9 million liters of potatoes? Well, almost 3.9 million liters. I like the direction we're headed. Halfway? Not close. Anyway. Keep the money rolling in. Come on now. Come on now. Are we actually going to have $1 million or $1 million harvest this year? I think we are. We get beyond 1,118,000. We've crushed it. We have absolutely crushed it. $978,000 and then $131,000 bonus, baby. Over $1 million harvest in potatoes alone. Now we are talking. That is amazing. All right, let's go get our wheat. Sell off our wheat thins. And we'll sell off our canola that we have stored up at the moment. Actually, we may not sell off the canola right away. We might go ahead and buy our land plus our oil mill. Let's grab our wheat. Where's just the regular wheat? That seemed like a lot of stuff to go through. Just show me what's in the silo, man. Now remember, this is all the wheat that we got off of that 61-acre field that we just connected to our potato field, and we didn't take any straw off of it. We just took the wheat itself. We had 300,000 liters or something like that. So this should be at least another $100,000. And I believe we had 30,000 liters of canola left in here. $70,000 liters of canola. Okay. All right, well, we already have the money to buy that property. So that's the good news. Then we'll have to look into what an oil mill is going to cost. Because we do have canola. We can go ahead and start up the oil production. It takes a while to draw everything out of your silos. It was a lot of wheat, though, so to be fair. Should be about done. I think it was 330,000 liters or something like that. Okay. Apparently I was very wrong. 358,000 liters of wheat. Alright, let's go sell this off. How much are we going to make off of the wheat? $139,000 plus an $18,000 bonus. Not bad. I will take that. That's not bad at all. Bringing our total up to $1.38 million in the bank. Now again, I thought about selling off our canola too, but we don't really need to. We can hold on to that canola or go ahead and start getting it out, because I think we're going to go ahead and buy that property and try to put down a oil mill. Let's go ahead and start bringing out our canola. And while that's doing that, we are going to grab this property right here. $761,000. The deal is done. Leaves us $625,000 in the bank. Now we've got all this nice area right here that we can do some work with. We will go ahead and purchase the soil information for this field. That way we're good. So when we do plant potatoes in the early spring or late winter, we'll know what we need to do with that. It looks like it's going to potentially need some lime. Nah, lime's fine. Lime's fine. So yeah, we should be good. All right, the other thing we want to do is let's get into our construction menu. And over here next to this, let's just take a lay of the land real quick. Honestly, I'm thinking right here is perfect. Like this edge of the field right here. It's relatively flat. We can go ahead and flatten that out a little bit better. And just kind of it was not flat, in fact. Okay. That should be good for what we need. That's a pretty large section that's been flattened out. So now what we'll do is we'll go down to softening. And we'll just kind of soften this edge up a little bit. So that it doesn't look completely out of place. Just trying to soften this out a little bit so it doesn't look completely crazy. All right. Now that we've got that taken care of, now we should be able to go into productions, find our oil mill. Now, are there multiple oil mills, or is it just this one? Crap. Alright, I saw one last thing. Liquid production. So, it can make canola oil. At least that's what I'm seeing. But I don't know if this is better than the stock version. But we can go ahead and put this in here. Hope this is as good, if not better, than the stock version. Let's check it out. So if we go in here, yeah, it only holds 35,000 liters of canola. That's not ideal. And then it produces, like, if we want to produce canola oil, so canola oil, 1,056 cycles per month. Hoping that that's quick. I don't know how much the normal one is. But we're going to take this over there. I know it's a modded one. We're going to take this over there, start it up real quick. Kind of wish I had held on to some potatoes now. I didn't think about it. I was so worried about trying to get that $1 million payday. Alright, let's go ahead and do some painting real quick too, and some leveling. And then we will need to go into painting, concrete, asphalt. I'm thinking just some good old-fashioned gravel. Apparently, there is no way for us to connect this gravel to the road, which is highly unfortunate. But we got a little bit of a parking lot now. We probably ought to bring that Dang it. It's the worst thing about trying to do this on console. Trying to get straight lines. It's fine. That should give us plenty of room if we need to get into back here at all. But for now, it is up and running. And is producing canola oil. So, with that, we still have $514,000. I think we go ahead and we build our potato processing plant. Right here. This is the most expensive part. It is absolutely massive. Holy crap, I was not expecting that. Where is the outlet? Do we know? Doesn't really show, does it? Okay, the inlet's there, the trigger's there. This is a lot bigger than I was expecting. Okay, there we go. Now we're talking. Alright. I think we're good here. So just go ahead and put this down. And then we'll have to try to soften everything if we can. I know some of the building is kind of stuck underground, but it could be worse. Better than floating. I don't hate it. Alright, let's fill in this with some gravel as well. There we go. Let me just cover any green that might be sneaking in there. Alright, and that gives us our potato processing plant as well as our canola oil factory. Now we got to do some math. So if we look into our potato processing plant, we can make potato chips using what will be canola oil. And it goes through 240 cycles a month. Takes 100 potatoes and 5 canola oil to make 30 potato chips. So yeah, we've got our work cut out for us there. Pretty sure we had this set to distributing, right? So as it produces canola oil, it should go ahead and distribute it to where we need it. So with all of that being said, I think we're done. Just as fast as the money came, it all went. And now the last thing that we got to do is put some potatoes in there, start making some potato chips, and we will then be making all the money. Although we may end up needing to buy a truck and a trailer to transport the potato chips. That'll be a tale for another day. And then all we got to do now is pay off our loan, and this series is coming to a close, y'all. Believe it or not, we have accomplished our goals. We have made our oil mill, our potato chip factory. We have made our gigantic field. Now all we gotta do is make actual potato chips and pay off our loan, and we're done. We will also need a new wagon as well, because we kind of use our other wagon for our canola. But I think that's where we're going to leave off for today. I know this was a long episode. I don't know how much I'm going to cut and how much I'm going to leave in. But I know it's a long episode, so thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys are enjoying the series as it comes to a close. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.